school is stressful and nobody really tells us how to cope with it and sort of get your mind into school and just try and get into the mindset of like the exam season and things like that. So yeah, hi, my name's Madison, I'm in year 11 and this is the first video of my school advice series. So I've got a few topics that I kind of want to talk about. I've got my laptop here, it's just helped me with the notes I've made. I'm just going to go on to the first one, which is fixing your study habits. So revising is such a big thing in year 11, and I know a lot of teachers, they don't really explain how to revise properly. I don't think honestly, I'm going to be honest, the teachers in my school, they didn't really teach us how to revise properly up until probably around now. They've been starting to show us videos, show us websites and things like that to kind of get us into the habit of trying things, different like revision techniques out and seeing what works for us. And the main things are obviously flashcards, mind maps, like past papers and things like that, just keeping it on that. So that's what I've been doing at the minute, but you can't forget that when you're revising, do not forget to have breaks, because that is so important. Because I'm here doing revision, I'm doing maybe a half an hour revision, and then usually I do half an hour of one subject, and then I usually go straight on to the next subject. But I need to remember, after that half an hour, I should take like a 10-minute, 15-minute break before I go on to the next subject, because that is how your brain works. Your brain works better when you're doing something, and then when you're having that break, it and it stays in your brain and you don't forget it, which is really good. I also found out the name of the method that I was going to talk about. The revising method is the blurting method, and if you don't know what that is, it's when you write a piece of information down, rub it out, or just keep writing it down. It's a bit like spelling. If when you're in primary school you would just write a word and keep on writing it until you get the spelling right. That's basically what this technique is, but you write a piece of information instead of just one word. Or you can do one word actually, but it helps and all of that. So that was the method I was going to talk about. But my main method, honestly, I've been doing lots of flashcards, and I've also been using a lot of BBC Bite Size. That has been so helpful to me with pretty much every subject except business, because I'm doing WJC and they don't have WJC on the business on the BBC Bite Size. So I go on to blended learning, which is WJC, and that's been really helpful as well, which is pretty much the same as BBC Bite Size, like that. So it gives you a bunch of information about a certain topic, or every single topic you're doing. It's on everything, and then it quizzes you at the end, which is really good, and it's been really helpful for me, so I'm really glad about that. Also, what you do when you're revising, obviously up to you, but I'm gonna give you like thingy bobs. Do the hardest subject first. So what I do a lot is, if I come home from school and be like, I didn't understand this part of biology today, I'm going to come home and look at this topic and look at it on BBC Bite Size and have a look at that, which is exactly what I did like 2 days ago. I came home and I was like, I don't understand the DNA topic of biology. So I came home, did flashcards, BBC Bite Size, and I am okay. Obviously I'm not 100% on it, but I've gotten a lot better than I was when I was sitting in lesson like, oh my god, what is this? So that has really helped me as well. Also, another thing is phone discipline. So when you're revising, put your phone, it doesn't have to be in a different room. I keep mine next to me, but I know you really shouldn't, but I put mine on Do Not Disturb, or I put it on my bed away from me, just on the side on Do Not Disturb, and I won't touch it. The only reason why I have it around is because I have my AirPods connected to it. So I listen to like a revising like playlist. I also listen to a good revising playlist on Spotify. It's quite good. I could put it in the link below that I listen to, and that's really helpful. And because I saw it on an advert for TikTok, and I was like, okay, let me try this. And yeah, I thought it was really good. So I recommend good revision playlists like classical music, or can't remember what type of music I was listening to on Spotify, but I'll put it in the link, or I'll write whatever it is, whatever. I've got my radioactive looking squash, but okay, I'm gonna go on to the second topic. Is about time. It's called Fix Your Time. Not really sure if that makes sense, but we're gonna go along with it. And the main thing I wanted to write about is not being late to lessons, which is such a big thing, because you're late to lessons sometimes, that things happen, you're late to lesson for some random reason. That's happened to me a lot. But being late regularly obviously makes you miss part of lessons, and you're learning in that lesson. So stay in that lesson, get to lesson early, and learn as hard as you can, and you'll do great in school. Being late stresses you out. If you're late, it stresses you out, so you can't think properly. That's what the main thing that I was gonna say. It does stress you out. That was pretty much the only time thing, but just be organised and be on time to your lessons, because it helps you. Which actually, it morphs into my next topic, was being organised. This is another important thing is staying organised. Checking your bag. You've got a bag, obviously, that you carry around with you with notes in, books, all of that. Check the bag the night before. Not the morning, before. Rushing makes you anxious and stressed, like I just said about being late. It makes you anxious because you're getting up and you'll be like, oh no, I forgot my bag. I forgot to put stuff in my bag. Calm. If you do it the night before, you'll be so chill. I know it's like it only takes you 2 minutes to grab a couple books and just throw them in your bag. Yeah, I agree. But it's so much easier to do it the night before. Also, buy a notebook like this. Says notes on it. For notes. I take this to school with me every day, the past 2 months maybe. And I've been using it to write stuff. This was for my hospitality coursework, and I would just write loads of stuff in form, which is really good because I didn't need to go and ask for paper. Good for just notes. See, I wrote that for part of my revision, and then I brought it in to ask my teacher for help, and she gladly did. So, and plus it's just good. Life cycle of stars, physics. So I think taking a notebook to school is so helpful, and I do recommend this. It's really handy. The last section of this video was fixing your mindset. I know this is really difficult. This is difficult for me as well, but I am currently working on it. But have a confident mindset. And you need to remember, I'm continually reminding myself of this because I'm leaving in only a few months, which is really scary to me, but here we go. That school is temporary. Yeah, I remind myself that every single day. At the minute, it is temporary. I know it sounds like a long time, like you're in high school for 5 years. That sounds crazy, and if you're in year 7 or year 8, year 11 seems like a long way. But as soon as you start year 10, year 9 or year 10, it goes so quickly. I'm telling you now, so quickly. With all the prep for exams and things like that, it goes so quickly. Year 11, it's already almost March. My exams are in pretty much 2 months, which is crazy to me. So which is kind of freaking me out. But the thing is, after that, I've got the whole of summer and I can chill, hang out with my friends, and then you've got college, sixth form, wherever you want to go. But yeah, which is pretty exciting to think about, to be honest. A new beginning, or the song End of Beginning, if you get what I mean. Also, I wanted to say that obviously grades matter. They matter, yeah. But if you fail, is it the end of the world? Think about that. Is it the end of the world? No. Nothing terrible is happening. Nothing's wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with anything or anyone. If you fail, keep trying and you will get better, I promise you. My MEG, which is my minimum expected grade, is a C. And I know so many people whose theirs is a B or an A. I do more revision than them, because there are some people who go, oh, I don't do any revision, I don't do anything, and they still get high grades, which I think is really unfair. And I know a lot of people do feel the same, because it is such a horrible feeling. Like, you feel kind of selfish in a way, but then you think you're doing all of this revision, and you know what I mean. But it's just weird. But it isn't the end of the world if you fail. It's really not. It's really not. And I also wrote something at the end, which is, you will not remember what you got on that random test in 5 years or so, maybe even less. You won't remember, but you will remember how stressed and worried you made yourself. Fair. And I know when you get back a test, you feel like you did really well in, and you didn't get as good as you thought. That makes you feel really upset, even if you put so much revision in and you didn't, or you felt, yeah, it's a horrible feeling. At the end of the day, like I said, it's okay. It's okay. Things will happen and we will look past them and we will get better. I feel like I'm just repeating a point, but you know what I mean. I'm repeating it. Use of repetition sticks in your brain. English, right there. Also, you don't have to compete with everyone. If someone's getting a B, you're like, oh, I have to get a B. Aim for a B, aim higher, reach for the stars, like aim for an A star if you want. Like, I physically can't really get over a C in a lot of my tests or exams, really, but I will aim high. I will aim as high as I can. I will try as hard as I can. So maybe there is a possibility that I can get higher than a C. If you aim, then you will reach for the stars. You'll do amazing, and I know you can. You got this. So it doesn't matter whether you're in year 7 or year 11 or whatever year, even if you're in primary school, it doesn't matter. You know now. Try hard. Try as hard as you can in school. Just lock in school, and you got this. Absolutely. That was my video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I might do this as a series, what I was going to say at the start, so I could do another full video of revision, maybe a full video on different techniques, showing you what they are, like examples, things like that, and resources and stuff. So if you guys enjoyed this and you would like me to do anything specifically, like revision or another video, then I will take that into account, and I shall. But thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe. If you subscribe, that would be amazing for me. Thank you so much. And we got this. Bye bye.